Okay, guys. Looks like we're back on the base set only challenge right now. I did another video on this, so I, you know, this is the other deck, and I'm going to show you this other deck that I made as well, alongside with Damage Swap. You could go check that out first, but you know, it is my first time setting up this video, um, since in a bit of a pickle right now. Once I'm trying to record this, but yeah, that could be explaining why I'm on hiatus right now. Oh shoot! Ooh, well, there's a sneak peek of one of them. All right. Well, let's get started. This deck is called Deadly Stinger. I'm pretty sure you can tell based on the thumbnail. I might as well get this started. So, the whole name of the game is the star of the show, Beedrill. So, obviously gonna have 3 copies of Weedle. You can play a full playset of Weedle. I don't really care, but 3 is just enough. And then 3 copies of Kakuna, and I know this is the, what's it, Neo Revelation Kakuna. Just pretend that's a base set Kakuna. Don't look at it. Just pretend. And then 2 copies of Beedrill actually. So about this deck, I know it's not very catched on to Beedrill to be the main star. Well, essentially it is the main star of the deck, but alongside it, we gotta get some other backups just in case if Beedrill just takes a little bit too long to get it set up, and it does take time. So we're gonna have some other attackers alongside with it in base set only, and Coughing is one of them. I know. I'm surprised too that Coughing is a base set only. It's a base set release, so yeah. Unfortunately, Wheezing is not in this, so can't do anything about that. But Coughing is really good because Foul Gas, if I could show this on screen, flip a coin. If heads, the famed Pokemon is now poisoned. If tails, it'll be confused instead. Requires 2 grass energy, but it does deal damage, so that's pretty nice. Coughing has 50 HP. At that time, it's okay, And speaking and mentioning which, Tangela also has 50 HP, 2 copies of Tangela. It has the move Bind. It can paralyze and deal 20 damage right there for 2 energy. 1 grass energy, 1 colorless. That's pretty nifty. And then Poison Powder has an auto poison for 3 grass energy. Does the same amount of damage, but it is an auto poison, so you're gonna get the benefit of poisoning your opponent automatically. And poison in the game is quite underrated because poison takes residual damage each turn that every player takes. So between turns, that your opponent's Pokemon is going to take poison damage every turn a player takes a turn. So yeah, poison pretty unappreciated back then, but that is the whole name of the game. You're just trying to poison your opponent as much as you can, trying to put as many stats conditions. That's basically the whole name of the game. Beedrill has free retreat, so you can definitely free retreat as much as you can. Kakuna is just more so a stall. You're just trying to protect your Weedles and evolve them to Kakuna to tank some damage. Stiffin's pretty good at stalling. And it does have poison power, so you can attack with Kakuna if you do so. But yeah, that is the attackers, including 2 copies of Chansey. I know, quite odd choice, but Chansey can resist those psychic attacks, and that's why it's a good counter against damage swap and other psychic attackers. And Chansey, I gotta say, in base set only, it's a really good wall. It can take tons of hits. The only problem is that, you know, if you're going against Hitmonchan, you're pretty much screwed. But, you know, Chansey, regardless, is a really good sponge counter against most decks. A Scrunch, you're basically immortal for 1 turn. So, who doesn't want to be immortal for 1 turn? So yeah. Chansey's right there just to resist some psychic attacks, and has 1 retreat cost, so yeah, pretty nifty. And finally, 3 copies of Doduo. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there. Doduo has 50 HP, 3 retreats. Fear attack is a pretty good starting off attack, and can resist fighting, again, like I mentioned. Hitmonchan, pretty huge in the meta of base set only, so it can definitely resist that, and it has free retreat, like I said. It's more so a substitute of Scyther, you know, the prototype of Scyther. So yeah, that is it for the Pokemon side. So let's go on to the trainers. Alright, on to the trainers. We're starting off with 1 copy of Lass. So Lass is gonna be very useful in this deck to disarm any energy off of the opponent's hand, energy removal, super energy removal, because you really just want to disrupt it as much as you can. I should have played 2 copies of Lass, but that's fine. 1 copy switch, 2 copies of energy retrieval, 1 switch because, you know, just in case if anything bad happens, if you can't retreat. 4 copies of energy removal. You gotta disrupt your opponent as much as you can too. 2 copies of Scoopa. There's the original Scoopa. I didn't show it for the damage swap, but that is the original Scoopa. Just to mention that. 3 Gust to Win. 3 Professor Oaks. The only draw power in this deck, I did not run Bill, unfortunately. That would take up too much space. 4 copies of Plus Power. Full playset, I should say. 2 copies of Pokemon Trader, just to get the right setup for your Beedrills, your Tanglas, Chansey, right? Depending on your scenario. 3 copies of Iron Fighter, and finally 3 copies of Computer Search. And that rounds off the trainers. Finally, the energy. 2 double colorless energy. Again, like I mentioned, for damage swap, you can go watch that video too. That's going to be used for Chansey if you want to use double edge. But also you can utilize those double colors for Beedrill, since Beedrill has a nifty twin needle attack that is based on chance, but can be pretty nifty right there. So yeah, you can knock out a big basic off of 1 turn, but yeah. Oh jeez, my camera is blurry. Other kid. There we go. Now it's not blurry. Alright. And on to the grass energy, of course. 4, 8, and finally 12. 12 grass energy to round off the deck. So yeah, that is Deadly Stinger. I believe I called the deck Deadly Stinger. But yeah, that is the Beedrill deck that I've composed. I tried my best to make Beedrill as feasible in this limited format, you could say. But I definitely did have fun playing this deck. I definitely utilized Beedrill as free retreats. Twino was pretty satisfying to get two heads, dealing 60 damage, and double colors can come in handy. But I don't really use double colors too much for Beedrill. I only used it for Chansey, so you know. And the 12 grass energy, like I mentioned, for energy retrieval, you can definitely get those back out of your discard pile. But the whole name of the game and this, the purpose of this deck is to put stance conditions and have a fast retreat cost as much as you can to manage your resources, and also managing how much stance conditions you can put outputs onto your opponent and deal quite a good amount of damage. That's why you play a full playset of plus power to actually amplify the damage for Tangela and Beedrill. And also probably Chansey too, but you know, Chansey is only dealing 80 damage, so you might as well utilize those plus powers for Tangela and Beedrill instead of Chansey and others, right? I did try to get a turn 1 Doduo attack, but it did end up getting 2 tails off of that, so yeah. Doduo as a reliable attacker, not always the best efficient way, since it is based on odds, and yeah. You can't really rely on this as a great attack, you know. So if you want to get that turn 1 knockouts on any 40 or 30 HP Pokemon with Doduo, utilize plus power on Doduo. Can be worth it at times, but if you have not pulled off Fury Attack with any heads at all, you're kind of screwed for that. So, and you're wasting your plus power. Just to mention that. But yeah, that is it for this Stinger deck. Let me know if you think of anything else that could parallel Beedrill a little bit better. I've seen people trying to pair it with Nidoking, but Nidoking I think makes the deck too bloated, and adding 2 stage Pokemon is not the viable point about this deck. So, and the reason why I put Kakuna in this deck is to save your Weedles from any incoming damage. You just want to evolve them as soon as possible. And yeah, Beedrill can definitely help with that retreat problem. You just need to evolve your Kakunas into Beedrill as soon as possible, and that's when you have the Pokemon Trader in hand, just in case if you really need to get that Beedrill onto it. But yeah, you can play more Beedrill copies into this deck. I just put 2 because I only own 2 copies of Beedrill, so yeah, pretty unfortunate, but yeah. That's it this video. I'm gonna blabber on too much and make this video too long. But yeah. I'm gonna try and make more decks on this format. And let me know what kind of decks I should make off of this limited format. Maybe next time I'll trying to make something viable with Nidoking. That'd be kind of fun, but yeah. I'll see you guys later. Bye.